Hi, everybody. Welcome to another brand new episode of Did That Age Well? The continuation of the Sex and the City discussion with the Kameron Show. I am here with my dear friend, Kameron Tyler. Welcome to Did That Age Well?
Thank you, fellow Leo.
And before you watch this, pause that video, pause that episode of your podcast on Apple Podcasts where you should write a review, or Spotify where you should write a comment. Hit pause right now, go to the link in my description to listen to or watch the episode that Kameron and I did on the first Sex and the City movie, because today we're discussing the second Sex and the City movie. Maybe the worst thing to ever happen to Sex and the City, only second to Che Diaz.
Oh, God.
Who I haven't even watched. And just like that.
Che was
and
worse.
I know that Che was even worse than the four girls going to where? Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi Doo.
Oh my God.
That's a real line from the movie.
That is a real line that Miranda shouts out a window at the airport.
White lady screams it out a car window.
Yeah. And she's so satisfied with herself when she does it. She's smiling. It comes to her like, Abu Dhabi Doo.
Because there's so much to see.
So there's a lot to do in Abu Dhabi. You could say Abu Dhabi Doo. And it's all bad. So today we're going to be talking about how Sex and the City 2 age. So stick around and and strap in, babes, because
Hanji. That's another piece of vocab I learned from. I think that means
absolutely.
yes, right? Hanji.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or
Hanji.
thank you. It's either yes or thank you.
No,
I do
thank you was
Oh, fuck. Now I can't remember.
I'll have to
But you
brush
know
up on
what?
my Arabic.
Okay, so if Miranda was not still alive as a character, I would say R.I.P. Miranda, you would have loved Duolingo,
Oh, God.
you know? Because she's reading the books, she's learning the language. She would have had a Duolingo streak like you wouldn't believe.
I'm in my mind, she's playing it.
Good. So Kameron, tell me about your history with Sex and the City 2, the movie.
Sex and the City 2. I went to go see this at an early screening because I won tickets via Outfront Colorado, the gays taking care of the gays. I went by myself because nobody would watch me or watch it with me. And also no one would watch me watch the movie, which is really what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I am a Leo. But nobody wanted to go to this movie. And when I walked out of this movie, even though this is widely known as the worst part of the Sex and the City universe, is the second movie, I thought it was amazing and brilliant and perfect. And so I literally went on Facebook and was like, I cannot wait for you all to see this movie when it comes out for the general public. But I went early because I'm better than you.
Obviously.
And like, when you can see it, you'll have to tell me what you think. And to my surprise, no one thought very highly of it but me.
And just like that, you were wrong. Oh, okay. One thing that doesn't age well is that I forgot to give a shout out to the sponsor of this episode when I first opened.
Oh my God, do it right now.
Oh my gosh. Spider Moving Company, thank you so much for sponsoring Did That Age Well, a podcast with Dude IDK. I am so sorry that I forgot to give you a shout out in the first minute of this podcast, but I want to say thank you so much for all that you do. The moving cross country, locally, residential, commercial, full service, whatever I need, whatever you need, listener. So if you want to get a free quote from Spider, that's Spider with a Y, go to spidermoving.com. And you can follow them on Instagram as well. I'll put the link in the show notes. Thanks again for sponsoring this episode. And I think that this episode ages a lot better now that we've paid the bills.
Yeah, Molly. Abu Dhabi, do your sponsorship readout. God damn. I've always said that.
And you've always said that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's pick up where we just left off, which is you learning that you were the only one that liked this movie when it came out.
Crazy.
And so has anyone when other people saw this, were you aware at that time that other people didn't like it? Or was it not until later when you went back and watched this that you said, oh, actually, this is bad?
I knew right away people didn't like it.
Okay.
I was like, I don't get it, why you feel that way. But like, as soon
Okay.
as the movie came out, the reviews were not good.
Bad from the beginning.
Yeah, on Michael Patrick King's Writer's Room podcast for And Just Like That, there was an episode where he talked about when the second movie came out and how like they were doing a press tour in Asia. And he
No.
was so stunned that people hated this movie so much and that the reviews were so bad, not just in the US, but all over
Wow.
the world, that he like had to go to like a Japanese Zen garden with Sarah Jessica Parker and like cry about it.
Oh my
Like
God.
the reviews were so bad. But at the time, I was just like, you guys, we just spent 2.5 hours with Carrie Bradshaw, Samantha Jones, Charlotte York, and Miranda Hobbs. Why are we complaining?
Yeah.
And now in my older age, I can say, okay,
Yeah.
I still love it, but I can see why it is one of the worst movies
Yeah. Maybe
ever.
certainly one of the worst sequels ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably the worst TV to movie transition.
Pretty bad.
So pretty bad. Now there's a lot that makes this movie bad, but I'm going to start with just kind of an overall summary of the plot.
Perfect.
So we start at a gay wedding, and then
But it's not a gay wedding. It's Stanford's wedding.
it's Stanford's wedding. Of course, Big's first gay wedding. No surprise there.
No.
And the girls decide to go to Abu Dhabi because Samantha, sorry to kick the microphone. Samantha has a client, I don't know.
The Sheik Sheikh. That's all I remember. That's what she calls him. He has a name, but I always remember him being called the Sheik Sheikh.
If you're a brown person in this movie, you do not have a memorable name.
Except for Abdul, like Paula.
Okay, yeah, that's
we'll get
actually
there.
So true.
We'll get there.
The only good part of this movie is Abdul like Paula.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Honestly, the only like full character.
Oh my God.
But we'll get there.
Yeah, keep going.
So Samantha is doing PR for the UAE kind of as a whole, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's shocking that this movie wasn't bankrolled by UAE because it is basically an advertorial for Abu Dhabi.
Until the end.
Yeah.
But, which is probably why they didn't fund it.
Yeah. Well, they did not even co-sign it. They said, you cannot film here. They filmed it in Morocco.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did look it up after. It did not screen in the UAE.
Okay,
either.
yeah, because when Molly and I were watching, I was like, I wonder if they were even allowed to play this in Abu Dhabi, because they do end up being shown in not a great light.
Not great. I mean, everyone comes off bad by the end.
Yeah.
There are no heroes except for Abdul, like Paula.
Yeah, that's true.
So the girls go to, it's basically a girls' trip. And they go to experience the culture. They go to stay in a $20,000 a night hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
They run into Aiden. They buy shoes at the market. You know, honestly, they do karaoke. Not that much happens, but somehow they manage to make a movie where nothing happens feel shockingly offensive.
There are some offensive things in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that that's kind of a summary of the plot? I mean, Samantha gets in trouble because she's a whore.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's kind of like in the first movie, they all have their own storylines, but like we discussed in my episode, Charlotte's storyline, very reductive in my opinion. Charlotte's storyline throughout this movie is she has a nanny to help take care of her kids who are driving her crazy, but she doesn't want to admit that her kids are driving her crazy because she wanted kids so bad and now they're crazy. Lily ruins a Valentino vintage skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Traumatizing. That is the most traumatizing thing in the movie.
Which is the most offensive thing in the movie, frankly.
Honestly, yeah. It's like a beautiful cream Valentino. Lily puts her red paint, her little hands on it, right on the butt. And Kristen Davis on her podcast talks about how that was a real Valentino skirt they had to ruin for that scene, but she still has it.
Wow.
I know. So anyway, that was reductive. It turns out at the end of this movie, the nanny's a lesbian.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't have to worry about it anyway.
Doesn't
Actually,
matter.
she didn't have to worry about it because Harry wouldn't cheat on her.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is kind of dumb because the whole time she's like, oh my God, my nanny's hot and I have a husband.
Right. And the thing is, like, yeah, Harry's gonna oogle at her boobies, whether she's a lesbian or not.
I oogled at her boobies. She
We
didn't
all
wear
did.
a bra.
She was bouncing up and down.
I mean, how could you look
Slow-mo.
anywhere else?
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, that was reductive. Once again, we find Miranda complaining about work. But the nice thing is, at the beginning of the movie, she quits her job.
Thank
So she
God.
actually becomes super happy and is like, I'm going to learn Arabic while we're on this trip to Abu Dhabi. I'm going to be supportive of Charlotte. She's actually quite enjoyable during this and maybe a little too happy.
Yeah.
So she, and other than that, Miranda doesn't really have a storyline. Like, even her conclusion at the end is like, well, at my old job, my boss was mean to me. So now I found a new job where people are nice to me.
Yeah.
That's Miranda's literal storyline.
That's the whole thing. Being cringe in Abu Dhabi, which, to be fair, all of them are.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one who tries.
She does.
In her Gen X feminist way of being like, I'm going to learn a few words in Arabic and I'm going to learn about the culture.
And I will say, her being a cringe Gen Xer translates very well into And Just Like That. If anyone watched the show And Just Like That, the whole thing starts for Miranda in And Just Like That with her going back to school and putting her foot in her mouth by saying a bunch of offensive things accidentally. Like, I won't even go there, but it translates well. But unfortunately, it is her only storyline. So if you're a Miranda stan, you probably did not love this movie.
Or maybe you loved that they painted her in a fun light.
That's true.
Know?
It is
it's
one
like,
of the only times she has fun.
That is so true.
Like, ever.
They had to fly for a day to go to a place where Miranda could have fun.
Yeah, Miranda will never have fun in New York. And that stays true.
That's honestly they were so real for that.
They honestly were. And then Samantha's storyline is that she is, well, obviously she is doing PR to make Abu Dhabi a more desirable traveling vacation destination. But also her storyline is that in the US, she's doing a bunch of hormones because she's like, I've discovered the secret to staying young thanks to Suzanne Summers.
Right.
So she's like, oh my God, I'm on estrogen, a touch of testosterone, and this vitamin, this whatever.
Because she's menopausal.
Yeah, she goes to Abu Dhabi and she's not allowed to have her supplements, which is a huge problem for her.
Big.
And also, this means that she doesn't really feel very sexual, so she doesn't feel like she's herself. She feels like she's lost her sense of self. But then, riding across the sand dunes on his ATV is Ricard Spurt, a.k.a. Richard, a.k.a. Dick, meaning his name is Dick Spurt. And she has to point that out. Yeah. He's so fucking hot.
It's stupid how hot he is.
He's one of the hottest men I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, and he's also Dutch. He is.
Yeah.
Like, he is from another white people country.
Yeah, thus his name Ricard.
Yeah.
Anyway, then she finally does start feeling herself again. And then she has sex with him and gets in trouble and they get kicked out of Abu Dhabi. So that's a pretty important part of the plot.
Yeah.
But, you know, the crown jewel of this movie was the return of Aiden for Carrie.
Of course.
Carrie, in the beginning of this movie, is having all this trouble with Mr. Big because she says, the sparkle's gone from our marriage. They've been married for 2 years.
2 years.
And we have to have a full discussion about this, by the way.
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hijack this. I feel like I'm hijacking right now.
Why would I invite you on the podcast if I didn't want you to do most of the work?
Okay, great. Because I'm like, I realize I'm telling you what we have to talk about.
No, of course. This is why. Do you think I would invite you if I wanted a passive person?
She knows what she asked for.
Okay, I actually have to tell you something really quick.
Okay, please.
Okay, so my friend Annie, shout out Annie J. Cox, friend of the pod. She told me this story that I think is probably like a parable across many religions and cultures, but for her was a part of her Mormon upbringing, where there's this man who is about to go hike up a mountain, and there's a snake that he meets at the base of the mountain. And the snake says, "Hey, will you carry me up the mountain?" And he's like, "No, you're going to bite me." And the snake is like, "I promise I won't bite you." So
Okay.
he hikes up the mountain. They get to the top. He sets down the snake. The snake bites him. And he says, "Why did you bite me? You told me you weren't going to." And he said, "You knew who I was when you picked me up.
Oh my God.
And I knew who you were when I picked you up."
That's so true. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Then I'm going to go down
Okay,
this
yeah,
rabbit
so
hole
keep
and I'm
going.
taking you with me.
Absolutely.
The snake in this movie is Carrie Bradshaw, and Mr. Big knew who he married, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's upset in the beginning of this movie because Mr. Big wants to go home and relax. This man is in his 50s, by the way. I think he's
Yeah.
very justified. He wants to get some takeout at the end of the day. He's working the stock market all day. He's
Yeah.
so fucking stressed out. He wants to come home. She's like, excuse me, it's a Monday night and we have a movie premiere to go to.
Yeah.
We need to have sparkle in our marriage. She ends up going to her old apartment to have a couple days to write. And she realizes that after having a couple days apart, this has introduced some sparkle back into their marriage. So before she and the girls go on this trip to Abu Dhabi, this is very important. She and
Yes.
Big have a conversation, and Mr. Big goes, "Hey, remember how you liked having those 2 days at your old apartment? And like when we reconverged, there was sparkle like you wanted. What if we just do that every week, two
Yeah.
nights a week?" And she's like, "You want 2 nights a week off from our marriage?" And he's like, "I'm just saying, like, do what we did last time." And she's like, "But that's not how marriage works. This is
Yeah.
the theme of the movie."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "I thought you said we were supposed to make our own rules."
That's so true.
Now let's talk about this because
Okay.
I think this is really, if they had done this better, it was kind of like a missed opportunity because I actually think this is a great conversation. You and I watched this movie together and we
Yes, we
agreed
did.
this would actually be amazing.
This is, after I saw this, it changed my brain chemistry. I said, "Oh, maybe one day I will get married." Because if I can design it so that I have 2 nights to myself, if I can have another apartment where I go just to like hang out and write and like do whatever,
Yeah.
that sounds incredible. That sounds perfect.
And if you are so privileged that you and your partner have a home and you have this vacant apartment, by the way, we did have to chuckle at that. She's in New York City and she just has a vacant apartment.
No one's renting.
At her disposal. But if that were your situation, and maybe, you know what, if you're married, leave us a comment and tell us what you think about this.
Yeah.
But I would suspect if I were married and in this financial situation, I would also be like, wow.
Yeah.
Let's have 2 nights a week. And he describes it as like, you can go do your writing for 2 nights and he says, I can watch sports or I can watch TV and do
Yeah.
all the things that annoy you.
Totally. And he's like, you can go out with the girls.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go like do the things that you like doing without me. And it's like, I think that makes so much sense because it reserves time in the week for her to do those things so that she doesn't say, "You know what, I'm mad at you now, so I'm going to go out with the girls as a punishment."
Exactly.
Instead, it just is naturally interwoven
It's
in their
built in.
relationship.
I agree.
I thought it was groundbreaking.
If I were married, I know I wouldn't mind having 2 days off because you know what?
Yeah.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
So true.
So they have this conversation, and then she and the girls fly to Abu Dhabi. And you have to remember, meanwhile, Charlotte is feeling very insecure about her marriage because she's feeling insecure about what kind of mother she is and this nanny, and like she's not enough. And so it kind of creates some tension between Carrie and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Now, what happens at the marketplace in Abu Dhabi, Molly?
Okay, so in the marketplace in Abu Dhabi, she sees Aiden.
Carrie
This to
sees
me,
Aiden
this
Shaw.
is the laziest way to incorporate a story about. It's like fan service of bringing Aiden back. Why the fuck would Carrie run into Aiden in Abu Dhabi?
Molly, that's literally the point, is that it's a sign.
It's like,
No, are you kidding? Wait, we have not had this discussion.
I know. I
because
wanted to have it on the pod.
I know you're blindsiding me right now. I can't believe
What
you're
can I
doing this
say?
to me.
I wanted an honest reaction from you.
This is my honest reaction. You're full of shit because her running into Aiden in Abu Dhabi at a marketplace
Mm-hmm.
is magical. It was movie magic. I'll tell you this. I
Mm-hmm.
remember the moment it happened in the theater, and everyone else who was there for that early screening was
Yeah.
probably as delulu as me
Yeah. And
in being
everyone was
like, this is the
cheering.
best movie ever. Everyone,
I I cheered too, if you remember. I was so happy to see Aiden because I'm an Aiden apologist.
how is it
Hi,
lazy?
Luna.
Hi, Luna.
I think that it's lazy because it's like, it's so unrealistic, even in this world where I am willing to suspend disbelief a little bit. It just was so like, okay, well, how can we complicate her marriage? Oh, she's going to run into Aiden. Where is she going to run into Aiden? Well, the movie takes place in Abu Dhabi, so I guess he has to be there.
He does furniture. He's looking at textiles in the Middle
Oh my
East.
God.
He's looking at rugs to sell with his furniture, he says, which I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he's married to Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
And because I am so knowledgeable, I will tell you, his
Yeah.
wife, Kathy, sells textiles.
Oh.
So it's like part of their life is textiles. And
Yeah.
he's doing business with some rug makers.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. I don't think it's
Okay.
that outlandish. I don't think it's lazy. I think it's movie magic.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks Carrie to go to dinner with him, and she accepts the invitation. Charlotte is like, Carrie,
Oh my God.
you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
And Carrie goes, just because you're insecure about your marriage, everyone's going to cheat. Well, what ends up happening?
Well, girl, I mean, Carrie was so rotted for that.
Well,
She was so rotted for that, for projecting her insecurities onto Charlotte, being so mean.
okay, Charlotte was being really annoying, though.
Well, Charlotte was being annoying, but Charlotte was fucking right.
Kind of. So let's talk about this now.
Okay.
So Carrie goes to dinner with Aiden.
Mm.
And at this dinner, where they have the best maha maha or whatever the hell it's called, I probably butchered that. She and Aiden end the night by sharing a kiss. Neither of them is completely his fault. It was very mutual, but it
Yeah.
was just a kiss.
Yeah.
Is that cheating?
Yeah. It's certainly something to be aware of. If
Okay.
I would be upset if my partner kissed an ex in Abu Dhabi.
In Abu Dhabi, though?
But honestly really anywhere. But
No, I get
I
it.
think it's because they have history. Again,
That
if
does
it was
make a difference.
If it was a Steve situation,
That's what I was going to say.
okay, that's the thing. I would be more okay with my partner having a one night stand with someone who they like don't know than my partner kissing their ex in Abu Dhabi.
Really? And
Yes.
it was just a kiss. They didn't even sleep together.
Yeah, I would be like, well, because they have history together. This is someone who she has loved.
That does make it way more intimate.
It makes it more intimate. The emotional part of it, I think, is what I would have.
And kissing can totally be more intimate than sex.
Absolutely.
That's true. Okay, I do think that it is worse than Steve's affair in the first movie.
Yeah.
I do also think, though, so Carrie runs back to the hotel, makes everything about herself, and
Of
goes,
course.
I need everybody. Charlotte and Miranda are in the middle of having a heart-to-heart about being mothers.
Yeah.
Samantha's in the bath getting ready for her date with Dick Spurt. And Carrie's just like, stop what you're doing, everyone. I kissed Aiden.
Yeah.
What should I do? What should I do? She's begging for advice. Samantha gives her the advice that she asked for
Yes.
and goes, don't tell him. It was just a kiss and it's not going to happen again. What's the
Yeah.
point of telling him? Carrie immediately goes, I'm
gonna
telling
tell
him.
Girl, why did you make everyone stop what they were doing when you knew that you weren't going to listen to their advice?
Why?
That
And
is-
why are you going to tell him?
And I think just like when Miranda told Carrie what she had said to Big the night before their wedding, when she said, you guys are crazy to get married, I thought that Carrie was only telling Big because she wanted to feel better. It wasn't because she actually wanted to mend something in their marriage. She felt so guilty that she could not sleep that night, and she had to tell Big because she had to get it off her chest so that she could move on. I also thought that she should just go ahead and take it to her grave because she said that's like never going to happen again. I don't love Aiden. Like,
Yeah, and also, not only did Samantha tell her not to say anything, but Miranda who
Yeah.
had the experience of Steve cheating on her with the
Mm-hmm.
one night stand and then telling her about it, said, you know, now that I know Steve did it one time with someone and it didn't mean anything, was it really better that he told me? So
Right.
Carrie should have just like really taken that if it was really never going to happen again. And it didn't.
It didn't.
She didn't see Aiden again until like a year after Big died.
Yeah.
Which do you know about Aiden's storyline and just like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like he did come back after Big died, but it didn't happen again. So like, why did she have to tell him that? It just made him very upset.
And also, she should have if she was going to tell him, she should have waited until she got back rather than telling him on the phone in the middle of the
Yeah,
workday.
by the way, he's at work because 1 a.m. in Abu Dhabi is during the
Yeah.
workday for Mr. Big.
And she truly, I do not think that she even thought of that. It would be like Carrie to think of that and do it anyway, but I literally think that she is so self-centered
No.
that she didn't even think, oh, I wonder what time it is in the US, in New York.
No, and that is very Carrie.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate her for that.
Okay, so
The eye roll.
um okay, so let's go back to the beginning of this film. Is that okay?
Let's to the gay wedding.
Yeah, so it's wild that this movie was before marriage equality and the boys had to go to Connecticut to get married.
Yeah, because it wasn't even legal in New York yet.
Yeah, to think this movie, despite the fact that it ages horribly, it was born bad and it wasn't that long ago. This is a contemporary movie.
No, this
And-
movie is 15 years old.
Yeah, and the fact that they weren't allowed to get married in New York, wild.
It is absolutely wild.
So Carrie dresses in a suit for their wedding, and it's this whole thing. I feel like it's so like her being a performative Gen X feminist, being like, I'm so progressive because I'm wearing this like hot pantsuit too.
It is. And also, like, in Carrie Bradshaw fashion, she has to get this very unique headpiece that had to be delivered
Girl.
to the wedding venue.
Oh my God.
And she says, the suit is Dior, but the hat is Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
And the headpiece is horrific.
It makes her look like a knockoff Disney villain. Not even
Yes.
like a Disney villain, just a knockoff villain.
Yeah.
Like on PBS or something. No shade to PBS. I love you, but like your
still.
villains are not very cunty.
No, not at all.
It wasn't good. Her outfit, I mean, honestly though, Stanford's outfit wasn't great.
I agree.
So it's almost like wearing something ugly is paying homage to Stanford because I hate his clothes all the time.
Oh, yeah. He's not, I mean, yeah, they do him pretty dirty, I would say,
Oh yeah.
fashion wise. And somebody says, "Here come the gays." I can't remember who said that. Probably Charlotte. And the men in this movie, one of them says, okay. So I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's easy to do when you're talking about this wedding because it's crazy.
It is crazy. So we have basically like the entire San Francisco gay men's chorus up there with top hats. They've got swans. They've got everything. They've got Liza fucking Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli did a cameo in this movie that is honestly one of the things that you have to admit is redeeming about this movie.
Absolutely.
Because it is an iconic appearance in which she, for some reason, has chosen to perform a rendition of Single Ladies
Yeah.
at Stanford and Anthony's wedding.
Yeah.
The song choice crazy.
Who are neither single nor ladies.
Yeah, exactly. And Miranda even makes a joke like, "Oh, now we know why people get married, so they don't have to dance to this song at weddings anymore."
Liza. Oh, and
it's a
she's also the
very-
officiant of the wedding.
Liza Minnelli also officiates this wedding, and she is just amazing in this role, even though at the time, let's see, this movie was filmed in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Liza Minnelli was born in, I want to say, 1945.
Yeah.
So she was about 64,
Yeah, mid-60s.
and she does the choreography for Single Ladies.
Yeah.
And she gives a very spirited performance. And also, I believe her rendition of Single Ladies is on streaming. You can listen to it.
Absolutely. And honestly, like, watch the first 15 minutes of this film for Liza. Like,
Yeah.
I think that if you can, do it.
You can talk a lot of shit about Sex and the City too, but it's the only piece of the Sex and the City universe in which Judy Garland or a descendant of Judy Garland makes an appearance.
Other than when Carrie is watching Meet Me in St. Louis,
But
she's
even
watching
then,
the trolley song and she turns it off halfway through.
Yeah. This
Jail.
is the only time we see someone show up with
In
Judy
person.
Garland's jeans
Incredible.
and perform.
So watch
yeah,
it for that.
It is the gayest. I mean, I think someone refers to Stanford and Anthony's wedding as it's like looking into the sun.
Yeah.
Which is how I want people to talk about me.
Anytime.
It's like looking into the sun.
The Kameron show, it's like looking into the sun.
Oh, that's my tagline for season 3.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Huge shout out to sponsor of Dude IDK, Spider Moving and Storage. I recently used them to move into my new place and couldn't be happier with how efficient they were. They were so kind. They made it look so easy and it was just top-notch experience. So definitely recommend that you check them out if you've got a move coming up, residential, commercial, local, cross-country, anything in between. You can get a free quote at spidermoving.com, and you can give them a follow on social media at Spider Moving and Storage. So Stanford gets the wedding of his dreams, and Anthony gets to cheat. And they say, because you're gay? And he says, no, because I'm Italian. And I loved that.
I love
laughed
that
out loud.
too. I think, I think it's very true to their relationship.
Yeah.
And Anthony is like an old school gay. I do just like, this is one way I'm like, am I a closeted fucking Republican? I hate the trope of gays relationships having to be open relationships. I feel like it's so true in real life, which is also the annoying part
I don't know
of
if
why
it's
I'm borderline homophobic at this point, where I'm just like, these fucking gays. And that's probably a vapid take on my part, but I think and I'm all about do whatever you want to do. I just think it's annoying. I just think it's annoying. I'm just like, I am a Charlotte. This is my Charlotte Moon coming out.
It is.
I'm like, I'm sorry, if you have an open relationship, is it really a marriage? I know.
Cancel him.
And I logically don't believe that, but in my Charlotte Moon soul,
in your soul, your deepest self,
it cheapens their marriage to me. I'm gonna say it. It does cheapen their marriage to me. And that's my hot take. I'm so sorry. Some of you will agree with me, and some of you will think that I'm the worst backwards person for saying that. Probably someone will accuse me of like going down Republican lane here. But it did make me take Anthony and Stanford's marriage a little less seriously. Wow.
But you know what? That's a quality because you're holding their marriage to the same standard as straight people. Actually, would you, if someone was in a hetero relationship and they had an open marriage, would you be less annoyed or equally annoyed?
Equally annoyed.
Okay.
But I am a Charlotte in this way. Again, I want to be very clear that logically, and my on the record stance is, this is the politician in me coming out. You have the right to do whatever you want to do.
He said you have
and I support that right. Also, personally, it's a little less legit to me. I'm sorry. It is. Sorry to all my poly friends, but...
Wow. The polycule is coming after you.
Let me just say it's not for me. Love it if it's for you. And here's the thing. I love Anthony. Anthony is one of my favorite characters ever created.
What?
He's a bitchy Italian gay, and he's best friends with Charlotte York. He ends up with a bread company and Just Like That.
Oh.
Called Hot Fellas.
That's so funny.
And he ends up married to a very hot young Italian man named Giuseppe with a huge loaf.
With a huge Italian sausage.
Oh my God. And he's beautiful. So he has a great arc.
Yeah.
But I don't like that part.
I kind of thought that it was like in jest, you know? I didn't think like he's actually gonna cheat.
Okay, well, there's the Charlotte in you, because right after they talk about this, the group has a little conversation and Charlotte goes, Well, he doesn't say he's going to cheat. He just says he can cheat. And I'm like, yeah,
And you said, yeah, right.
he's cheating.
They're gay.
He's cheating. And then Stanford goes, well, he's only allowed to cheat in the 46 states we're not legally married.
And I laughed out loud. I thought that was so funny.
That was a sign of the times. It was 2009/10.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the wedding, people start inquiring about whether Carrie and Big are going to have kids.
Oh my God.
And people say, oh, so it's just going to be you two? And they were so real for that, for setting that up. She's like, yeah, it's not. Like that feeling of being asked why you're not having kids, I think they really did that for the girls. When they wrote that, they said, we need to give a little shout out to every person who has been asked this question.
I do agree with that. I'm glad it happened. I will say the woman who asked it gave a terrible performance.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
And she's like a Broadway star. I don't even remember her name.
She said, I need to be on the stage.
And she should take it to the stage because it wasn't good in the movie.
No, it was not. Okay, so then we have the introduction to the Irish braless nanny.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name.
There's a wet t-shirt contest with the
Erin?
baby. Erin, yeah.
I think her name's Erin.
I think her name's Erin. Aaron.
Aaron.
I mean, we already talked about that. It's really not that important. But
I love her for the record.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She does nothing wrong. She's super helpful.
She is so good at her job.
When Charlotte does get her Valentino skirt ruined, and I have to bring it up more than once.
Of course.
It hurts me to this day to watch that scene.
Yeah.
Charlotte goes in the pantry and starts crying.
Yeah.
And then there's like jiggling on the door handle, and you think the kids are trying to get in, but it's really Erin coming to save her and take the kids away so she can decompress. So I love Erin.
And the kids love Erin.
Erin is great.
Erin, a consummate professional.
Erin is a classic example of like the girl you never needed to hate, and that's your own internalized misogyny.
Totally. And Charlotte does say later that when she realized that she had a hot nanny who didn't wear a bra and that, and that maybe people would be looking, that she was like, oh my God, I don't want to lose my nanny.
Yeah, goes, when I thought about Harry leaving me, all I could think is, I can't lose the nanny. So she loves Erin.
She does love her. Despite her insecurities, I think deep down she does love her.
She does.
Now we really got to get into the meat of it. Ugh. The girls are they're at lunch, and Samantha's like, look, the girls, we got to go to Abu Dhabi. And everyone's like, and she says, I go to children's birthday parties for you. You can go to Abu Dhabi for me.
Infamous in my heart.
And I want to say that to any of my friends who have kids, when I ask you to do something, remember that. I go to children's birthday parties. I go to baby showers. I go to weddings. You can cough up a few bucks to come hang out with me in Denver without your kids.
Feel that on a spiritual level. It is the representation that I admire in this movie.
Absolutely.
And I will say, yeah, it goes both ways, because if I do go to your kids' birthday parties, which I've gone to a lot.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm getting better at just being like, I don't want to go to your kid's birthday party. And I have fabulous friends who are like, of course you don't, and that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, if I am going to your kids' birthday parties and I ask you to go to dinner with me every once in a while, go to the damn dinner.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. This is a throwback question.
Okay.
In the original Sex and the City series, do you remember the episode where Carrie Bradshaw's like, I've gone to bridal showers, bachelorette parties.
Oh, yeah.
I don't ever get to register for anything.
Yeah,
why? Because I'm not married and don't have kids. So she
Yep.
sets up a registry.
Yep.
And she says, I'm marrying myself.
Yeah.
As someone who did marry himself, I find this very admirable. What do you think about that? Have you ever thought about doing it?
Oh, of course. When I turned 30, I thought, should I just make a registry for myself?
I might do that for 35.
I think you should. Because, okay, here's what I also think. I think that, and this is very much like a like person of privilege thing to say, assuming that people in their 30s are buying a home. But when you get married, you get to set up a registry, you get all new stuff for your kitchen, for your living room, for everything. And the thing is that today, most people who are getting married already live together. They already have stuff together. This is not the age where like you're going from being bankrolled by your dad to being bankrolled by your husband. You're
True.
you're not being transferred from one home to another.
Unless you're lucky. Just kidding. That's the Republican in me again.
And that's the Republican in
That's
him.
the Charlotte in me again.
Absolutely. Today, now it's just like, oh, okay, so you found love, so now you get free stuff. I think that the tradition should be that when you move into your first home, either, I was going to say like when you buy a home, you should be able to set up a registry so people can buy stuff for you, especially because when you buy a house, you're typically cash poor,
Yeah.
But I think it actually should just be when you move into your own place. Doesn't matter if you're renting or buying. When you move in to a place that is yours, have a housewarming, and that's when you should get the registry. Because let's be honest, a wedding registry is going to be all home goods.
Oh, I have to say this is how I feel about baby showers when someone's on like their fourth kid.
It's like
But I will say my friends have also been really great about this, and now they don't call that a baby shower. They call it a baby sprinkle. Have you heard that term?
Cute. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, where they're like, well, this is like my third kid. I don't need
gifts.
You honestly don't need to bring gifts. We're just celebrating that another kid is coming in. I'm like, that I can get behind.
Absolutely.
Now we're celebrating.
Yeah. But I think that it's so like, it's just so backwards that the time in life when we get people gifts is when they get married, because marriage is not the same like tradition and timeline in life that it used to be.
No, and also like honestly, as far as registries and getting gifts, I'm fully on board with you. It's like when people need stuff, that's when you should buy them gifts. To be clear, I have no problem celebrating the milestones in my friend's life. Of
course.
Exactly what you're saying. Why do we need to get gifts for this? The other thing that's changed in our culture is that we live in a culture of stuff now.
Yeah.
In 1940, you couldn't Amazon a blender to your house because you need it on a Tuesday the way you can now.
Exactly.
Registries are dumb.
Unless it's for you marrying yourself.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Exactly.
And there's stuff you need.
Yeah. That you don't feel like buying for yourself.
I will also say, so my friends don't think I'm talking shit about them. They're very good at celebrating me, which you have to be if you're going to be my friend.
Duh.
I'm a Leo. I celebrate my birthday the month of July.
July is birthday month, babe.
Yeah. July is my birthday. Yeah. I always say that.
Oh, and you've always said that. Okay, well, I'm glad that we covered this.
I am too. That's really important ground to cover. And I know you at home needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Because you either agree with us or you never thought about it because you're privileged and you got married at 21 and had a baby at 23 and bought a house at 24. And fuck you if that's you.
And if that's you, stop listening.
Yeah, if that's you, you're not my friend. Just kidding.
Oh,
I love you anyway.
So the girls go to Abu Dhabi, which is framed as this very like modern, progressive, beautiful place. And let's not forget the human rights violations, the wealth discrepancy, there's all of these things that are really messed up in that area. But what's not scandalizing to me is like women wearing veils, and that is the most scandalizing thing to the four women. The problem with Abu Dhabi is that women wear burqas, and that is the thing that they need to save people from. It's not the fact that like they're staying in a $20,000 a night hotel room that was probably built on like completely exploited labor because people don't have rights.
They literally each have their own servant.
Who I'm sure is being paid basically not. They're like truly indentured servants.
No, they are, because Garo or whatever Carrie's guy is called, he tells her he has to save up money to visit his wife in India, and it takes him 6 months to save up enough to visit his wife in India.
Yeah.
From Abu Dhabi. And so says, these people are poor.
Oh my gosh, maybe Big and I can spend time apart. That's what she thinks.
That is her takeaway.
Eventually she does leave him airfare for,
Garou, I think
yeah,
is his name. Yeah.
Garou, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does. I mean, she's a well-meaning white woman.
But what I love most about this cast of characters is meeting the man Abdul, like Paula. Um,
Samantha's butler.
yeah, and he is a homo.
Oh, for sure. But he's in Abu Dhabi, and
Yeah.
so there is the scene where she says, I think my butler might be gay. I
Hmm.
asked him about his personal life and he said it's private. And I asked if he was in a relationship and he said that was private.
Hmm.
And then I asked his name and he said Abdul, like Paula. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the joke. He
Yeah.
also makes eyes when Ricard
Oh my God.
leaves. He has like a little
He has a
reaction.
little. That was
Um,
so cute,
when Samantha calls Ricard Lawrence of my labia.
girl.
I mean, I hope you have a running list of things they say that are
Oh, I
borderline
do.
offensive.
I do.
Okay, I'm sorry
Do
to
you want me
skip.
to do you want me to run through them?
I mean, I just want to make sure Loose Rubies is on there.
You got any loose rubies? I know I should have packed my burqa.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence of my labia.
Yep.
Thank Allah.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi do, obviously.
Yeah.
And there are countless more, but those are kind of the ones that really
Well, okay. Lots of
Oh, magic carpet, did I say that?
no, you didn't, which I
Oh,
was going to say lots of references to magic carpets cuz like
yeah.
that's Carrie's first reaction to them going to the Middle East is like, "Oh, I've always fantasized about being in the Middle East. Jahara nights or something like that
Yeah.
and flying carpets." And they're all just like, "Oh
They're like, "Oh
yeah."
my God, same girl."
I mean, I will say my favorite is Hanji. Hanji.
Hanji.
And I always hear it in Samantha's voice.
Of course.
Hanji.
Hanji. Oh my God, kill me.
But Loose
Um,
Rubies, got any loose rubies? Because she says,
yeah.
how do we tip in Abu Dhabi? And Carrie goes, got any loose rubies? Do you know rubies is our birthstone?
I did know that.
So I thought that was like a nice little July thing. I'm
He
going to
said
start
that
saying
aged
it.
well.
Yeah, I'm going to start saying it, but I'm not talking about the Middle East. I'm talking
He's
about
talking
July
about him.
babies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, they take Samantha's hormones away from her and she is just
Oh
a
my
sweaty
God.
mess the whole time. I thought like part of me was like, yeah, of course. They're doing a little fan service that a lot of people who are watching this are going to be Gen X women who are of a certain age. They're going through menopause and they're like, "Oh, same girl." But I did think that it was a little bit it was just setting up the absolute cringe of Samantha not being able to keep any clothes on, which is of course like, offensive to the people surrounding her.
She
And
was having hot flashes.
understood that she doesn't want to be wearing a lot of layers, but I was like, girl, just wear linen, you know? That's kind of what I was thinking. So, but of course, again, they make that the central point of like, Abu Dhabi is so backwards because like there's hostility toward her like not respecting like the modesty culture rather
Hmm.
than like again the literal servants
I know.
assigned to each of them and they're
Hmm.
like, "Oh my God, don't you love that?"
I mean, I will say it's a little refreshing that at least the servants are men,
So true.
but we still don't endorse
Servitude.
indentured servants. Or I want to say that very clearly.
Yeah.
But I am happy that it wasn't like you each have a woman assigned to you.
Yeah.
Give them one little plus for that.
Mhm.
I like to see men working.
Make them work.
No, but yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
And it also gets so ridiculous. Samantha Jones resorts to coating her body in smashed yams
That's
to try to
right.
get the estrogen out of them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Um yeah, I mean, I understand that when you bring like skincare products and things like that
Hmm.
on a plane and TSA takes it away from you, it's tragic because they don't understand how much a tiny little bottle of serum
I
costs.
know.
They don't understand what you have to go through to get that. And so I was like, Samantha, I get it. But also, it was a tired storyline. This is a woman who is now back in New York, living her best life once again. She's booked and blessed at work. She's single again. She's This is supposed to be a renaissance for Samantha, and instead we spend the entire movie seeing her, in the bath covered in yams and taking her clothes off because she has hot flashes.
Yeah, it's not a great look. And honestly, as far as like behind the scenes, Kim Cattrall,
Mm-hmm.
the reason that she said no to a third movie is because she's like, I'm so sorry, but you cannot come up with good stories.
Yeah, they're
Like the stories have run out. And to
yeah.
this, I have to say, there was a long time where I was angry because Kim Cattrall, in my opinion, had ruined. There was supposed to be 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do the third one because they were like, if all 4 of them don't sign on, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Which is why they didn't call the new series Sex and the City,
Mm-hmm.
because without Samantha, it's a new show.
Yeah.
And so for a long time, I was bitter. But when I watch this back now, I think about Kim
Mm-hmm.
Cattrall and the really groundbreaking stuff she did on this series,
Yeah.
Sex and the City. I mean, up until the end with her breast cancer storyline.
Yeah.
And it was, again, reductive to the
Yeah.
character, kind of like Charlotte in the first movie. It was
Absolutely.
reductive.
It was really reductive. And also, I think it just plays on the trope that when a woman turns 50, she's expired and all she can do is complain about her hot flashes. It's like,
I heard a rumor, and I want to tell you I want to ask if you've ever heard this.
okay, tell me.
I have heard that in the original script that was going to be the third Sex and the City
Mm-hmm.
movie, Samantha's storyline was going to be that she had sex with a barely legal Brady, Miranda's son. And that was when she was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh my God. I've never heard that. And I kind of believe that they would try and make her do it.
Hmm.
That is so fucking dark.
Yeah. And when I heard that, that was when I was like, okay, if that's true,
Mm-hmm.
then I 1,000% don't blame her.
Of course.
Now she also has the feud with Sarah Jessica Parker
Of
famously.
course.
I don't know well enough to pick sides. A lot of people ask me, so who do
Mm-hmm.
you think is right? I bet it's both of them.
Yeah.
They're both divas, I'm sure.
I was just gonna say neither of them are like nice people.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I wouldn't if I was a movie star, I wouldn't be. I'd be a monster.
I'm not a movie star and
I'd
I'm
lose all
a
my friends.
monster. We're Leos.
Yeah.
We're
Hello.
monsters anyway.
Hello.
So yeah, for a long time I didn't get what she meant by saying that, but now
Yeah.
upon watching this, I'm like, it is kind of a bummer that this movie is Samantha Jones' final act, other
Yeah.
than her cameo in And Just Like That,
Right.
which again is very short and kind of reductive. It's kind of sad that that's how she went out, and like this is
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I don't love that Michael Patrick King did. He's a
Right.
great man who's done a lot of great
Of
things,
course.
but this is one of the decisions that I am like, oof. You
Yeah.
couldn't come up with a better storyline for Samantha.
I know.
A leader in the depiction of women's liberation on screen couldn't have a better storyline as she travels to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Like helping, I would have loved to see a storyline where she meets a young woman who she empowers.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
It would have been great if she had her own St. Louise of St. Louis.
That would
You
have
know?
been amazing because
Yeah.
I think in the series especially, Samantha's role was like very big sisterly.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it became, because of her age, if it became more of like a maternal vibe,
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
Me too.
Or even if she had done that with Abdul.
Yeah.
She had the opportunity to be like, I want
She
you to
did.
feel empowered. You're in this
Yeah.
culture. But instead, it was about her and her hormones.
Yeah. And about
Reductive.
her being completely oblivious to the fact that, like, she was drawing attention to herself.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh, who cares?
Yeah.
It
And
was like-
Miranda's like, you're being disrespectful.
Yeah. She's like, we're going to get in trouble for this. Like, I really don't believe that Samantha, the Samantha that we know, the Samantha from the Sex and the City show, would have sex on the beach in Abu Dhabi knowing that she could get arrested.
Yeah, I don't think
I
so
think that she
either.
cares too much about her career. She
Yeah.
knows that it would compromise her career, and I think that she would prioritize that. She loves sex, but she loves her career more.
Yeah, she would not have let her reputation dwindle like that to the
Mm-hmm.
chic shake.
Absolutely. So, like really, all in all, it's a pretty reductive and racist depiction of people from the Middle East.
Yes.
It is cringe when the women go to the karaoke bar and they sing "I am woman, hear me roar." It
Mm-hmm.
is, first of all, so funny, and it's not supposed to be funny,
No.
but it is.
Yeah, it's funny for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. And it's very much like girl power, you know what I mean?
Very
And
Gen
so
X again.
exactly. And if you're Gen X, we do love you, but
But God, you do
your
some
brand of
cringe shit.
feminism,
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
girl. And you know, the ways in which they're so like oblivious to the culture and embody all the reasons why people hate American tourists is just like it's right in your face. I feel embarrassed on their behalf. I have secondhand embarrassment thinking, oh my God, if I somehow ended up in Abu Dhabi, would people think I'm going to be like Carrie? You know what I'm saying?
Well, or Samantha, because actually that is a line that Ricard says to Samantha when she
Mm-hmm.
says, "Oh, Ricard, like Richard. So your name is Dick Spurt." And he goes, "Could she be any more American?"
Such a
I
read.
don't think so.
I don't think so.
It is such a read.
And he says it like a little joke, but I'm like, he means it.
Oh, he means it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start saying that to people. Could you be
Wow.
any more American?
In your little Dutch
I've
accent.
never been off this continent, but I will
Yeah.
say that to people from now on.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you've been to Abu Dhabi because you've seen it on TV.
Well, I basically have been to Abu Dhabi.
Basically. Just like the women at the end of the movie who they meet in the basically like women's empowerment circle
It's so bad.
where they shed
And there was no
where
point to
they
that, by the
shed
way.
their veils. They say, "We've never been to New York, but we appreciate the fashion." They're like, "Oh, how sad these women, they can't leave. They can't leave their home country, but they love our fashion." And they realize that they have more in common than they do differences from these
Mhm.
women in burqas who worship them because they're from New York.
Yeah, and for some reason are hanging out in like a shed in 120-degree heat, wearing their burqas over their fashion.
Yeah.
It was a very bad plot point.
It was
It was
essentially
gratuitous
it
in the worst way.
it captured the like American nationalism of it all, of being like, we are what everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be
Yeah.
a New Yorker. Everyone wants to dress like us. Everyone wants to be like us. Everyone wants to live where we live. They want to be us because we are superior. That's what it felt like. And they were like, "Oh my God, how cute. These women, they do their hair underneath their burqas."
Yeah, and how lucky we are.
And then the women, to sneak out of the
Yeah,
market,
my God.
borrow some burqas.
Mhm. Yeah, if you ever want to see Kristen Davis, Cynthia Nixon, Kim
Mhm.
Cattrall, and Sarah Jessica Parker in burqas,
Yeah.
you get to in this movie. Should they have
Mhm.
done it? Probably not.
Absolutely not. Should they have done the callback to the movie from the 1930s where the woman hikes her skirt up a little bit to show her leg?
It happened one night.
It
Yeah.
happened one night. So again, it's suggesting that in Abu Dhabi, they're living in the 1930s, that they're so backwards, that they are like treat women so badly. And like, yes, there are a lot of like women's rights violations
Yeah.
in Abu Dhabi, but showing your
It's not
showing your
treated
leg,
as a problem. It's
yeah,
treated as something they can make a caricature out of.
it's like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. These men, they never see women's bodies, so they're gonna go crazy over a leg like they're
Yeah.
some fucking wacko in the 1930s.
Yeah, like the cartoon wolf with his eyes popping out.
Auga.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I think we really need to cover,
Yeah.
which is that when Carrie comes back home, and I'm so sorry if this was already in your notes, but
No, that the last thing in my notes was not Carrie flashing her leg.
oh, great.
So-
Okay. So yeah, this is the conclusion of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The girls fly home. Charlotte realizes, oh, the nanny's a lesbian anyway.
Oh,
Harry's
thank
not going to
God.
cheat with her because she wouldn't even want Harry. Never
Right.
mind the fact that Harry just wouldn't do that.
Right, of course.
Miranda joins a firm where she can be an appreciated lawyer and people are nice to her and she
Oh my
has a
God.
seat at the table. Yay. That's her whole
That's the
story.
whole story.
And then Samantha has sex on the beach in the good old US of A, where she can have sex on the beach with
The
no
land
one.
of the
The land
free.
of the free. The last shot, besides her cameo and Just Like That, of Samantha Jones in this universe is having sex on the beach, which I kind of love.
Really?
I do.
Hmm.
I mean, yes, career.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
yes, like her being sexually liberated is
yes,
so
it's
much a
about
part
the
of her
liberation
character.
to me.
Yeah.
It is a little MAGA-y that it's like it's on the 4th of July under red, white, and blue fireworks.
I did laugh out loud.
I could live without that.
Yeah.
Carrie's conclusion. She
Girl.
comes home. Big did not pick her up from the airport like he promised, probably because he's mad because she kissed her ex.
And called him in the middle of a work day to tell him.
Yeah, and was a selfish bitch about it. And I love her. And I'm a selfish bitch. So I'm saying that not out of judgment, but out of love.
And look, you can say that because some of your best friends are selfish bitches.
Yeah, exactly. and again, I am one.
Yeah.
So she comes home. She's stunned for some reason that he's not waiting for her. He eventually comes home and he tells her what her punishment is. And her punishment is that even though at first she didn't wear a ring, now she has to wear a ring so that she can remember that she's married and she doesn't want a traditional diamond.
Yeah.
So what's on it? A black diamond. And she goes, why is it a black diamond? And he goes, because you're one of a kind.
Because you're not like other
You're
girls.
not like other girls, which is her favorite thing to hear, which I kind of get it. Same. I'm not like other girls too. And she goes, oh, I thought you were going to say because it's the color of my soul.
Oh my God.
Her punishment is that she has to wear a diamond ring. And that's her punishment for kissing Aiden.
And honestly, like the fact that he was like, okay, I walked around all day. I was really upset. And then he comes home and realizes like, okay, Aiden is not a real threat.
No.
It was a mistake. And like, we're going to be fine. I was like, thank God. I didn't need them to make this another Steve and Miranda
No.
from the first movie.
No.
I was so glad that they just wrapped it up.
Yeah. They had to at that point. Because, by the way, this movie's 2.5 hours.
Jesus
And this
Christ,
was at the end where you're kind of just like, all right.
Yeah.
Even me.
Yeah.
And I honestly would probably watch 2.5 hours of Carrie flipping through Vogue magazine. But
Absolutely.
like even I at the end of this movie, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
enough.
I was good for 11 years till and Just Like That.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the tea.
And just like that, they ruined Sex and the City for a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel okay saying that.
Okay, I know that a lot of people, a lot of your haters really didn't like And Just Like That. But if they had ended Sex and the City on Sex and the City 2,
which they did for a long time.
Which they did for a while, I feel like the universe was still out of whack. And I feel like the fact that they had And Just Like That, even if it was not that good, it was better than Sex and the City 2, and I can say that without having seen it.
Because 1,000%.
Because truly, what could be worse than Sex and the City 2?
No, And Just Like That, honestly, if you watch the whole series of Sex and the City and you watch the 2 movies, don't end with the second movie.
Yeah.
Either stop after the first movie,
or
go all the way till the end of And Just Like That. And honestly, go to the end of And Just Like That, because the way I look at this universe, the series is Act 1, the movies are Act 2, and And Just Like That is Act 3.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And you will see a full-fledged Carrie Bradshaw development in the 3 acts.
If I watched the first episode of And Just Like That and I watched the finale of And Just Like That, could I do that?
Honestly, you probably could, because they kind of call back to the beginning of the first season of And Just Like That at the very end.
Yeah.
But everyone gets a happy ending.
Yeah.
It was not a planned series finale, but I think they kind of knew. So there are not cliffhangers,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
Thank God.
But it could have been a better series finale. But the most important thing is Carrie Bradshaw becomes fully realized as a
Mm-hmm.
post-big woman.
Yeah.
So it is worth it. I'm telling you, watching just like that. Don't let Sex and the City 2 be the final thing you watch from this universe. That's all I got to say.
At least just like go back to your favorite episode from the series as a palate cleanser to remember what you may have loved about it. Or if you haven't seen the series, just pick an episode from the series.
True.
Okay?
True.
Luna, is it about time that we wrap it up?
She's saying, excuse me.
Excuse me. Wow, we got through this whole episode without plugging your book, A Mural in Space, A Gay Boy's Memoir.
Oh my God.
And just like that, I remembered. Luna?
Come here.
It's okay. We're wrapping up. Luna can stay here for the conclusion.
She just loves talking about my book.
She is a reader. And so if you haven't gotten a copy of Kameron's book, or if you haven't listened to it on audiobook, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, A Mural in Space, A Gay Boy's Memoir.
By Kameron Tyler.
By
That's
Kameron Tyler.
With a K.
That's Kameron with a K. My first book's called Lucas with a K. You can also listen to that because I'm like Carrie Bradshaw. I write books.
He writes books.
And by the way, in And Just Like That, she switches to fiction.
Really?
So, like Carrie Bradshaw, I write fiction, nonfiction. I have a podcast. I live in the city. I have fabulous friends, and I'm a mess, and I'm selfish.
And just like that.
And just like that.
He became Carrie.
That's me in a nutshell.
Oh my God.
Carrie with a K.
Carrie with a K, like John. Kameron, is there anything else that you think the listeners should know, or anything else from this train wreck that we didn't cover?
I think that we covered all of the important things. I want to go on the record and say this movie is horrible and I love it. And I'll never not love it. It has a special place in my heart. Even though it is the worst part of this universe, I would still choose it a million times over because I am that devoted.
Yikes. I wouldn't. And I really enjoyed the series. Don't get me wrong. And the first movie has its shortcomings, but overall, still a pleasant experience.
I love the first movie. 5 stars for me.
This was the second time that I had watched Sex and the City 2. And I did it for homework, of course. And I don't imagine that I'll ever watch it again.
Never say never.
Okay.
All right.
Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel so that you know every week you're going to get a fresh Did That Age Well in your YouTube feed. It's typically every week, but sometimes it's every other week because bitch is busy. I have a job. I'm like Miranda. Oh my God. Some of us have a job.
Yeah. God.
And thank you to Luna the dog for being here and for being cute and perfect. And thank you, Kameron.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. And thanks for coming on my show.
You're so welcome. Yes. Again, listener, go back and listen to the crossover episode on The Kameron Show where we talk about the first Sex in the City.
Yeah. You got to listen to both of these.
Obviously.
If you don't watch The Kameron Show, you're only getting half the story. Literally today.
And today, that is so true.
Today, that's literally true.
Okay. Love you all. Bye.
Love you. Bye.